Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Thank you for joining me, and we are going to get started. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Before we get started with the Snowman Magic Box Shaker card that I'm going to show you, don't forget to check out the apparel shop at Stampersdelightshop.com, where you can get some great fall apparel, such as the sweatshirt or the fall mug. We also have other items for the crafter in your life. As a reminder, Donna Gray and myself have the Sweet Delicious Fun Fold Club. Each month we focus on one sweet, and we each do a fun fold and three ideas with that. So you get 6 ideas, 2 fun folds. And in the US, that is $50. Just follow the link below if you'd like to join us. Quick reminder, starting in September, we will have some dies, 6 new dies that coordinate with stamp sets in the current catalogs. And they're only available while for a limited time, okay? So you definitely want to check that out. There'll be more information on my website, Stampersdelight.com. The new card kit is out, and you definitely want to check that out. I will be doing a video on that later this week probably, so you're going to want to check that out. World Card Making Day. Join us, please. It's a free event, October 1st. Just go to the link below and click on register. You do have to register. It is a free event. You're going to see some great crafting. You can purchase some items so that you can craft along, and I do have that PDF and list in my on my blog, Stampersdelight.com. So definitely check that out. You don't have to purchase anything, though. I want to make sure you understand that it is free. I've also just updated my newsletter to my September online class, which is with the sweetest candy canes bundle. Now the class, if you read the information, if you already have the bundles, you can just order the class and you'll see what comes with it. If you don't have the bundles, the stamp set, and the dies, you will need that to finish your online class. So check it out. The links are below. And what I started last month was a sampler class. So I do a sampler for the current online class, and the link is below, and you can add that to your online card class and save $5. So definitely check out the links below. If you have any questions, don't forget to contact me. And if you need a catalog, let me know. Let's get started. Okay, so we are going to be using the Snowman Magic Bundle on page 44. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. This is my host code for August. If you want to place an order less than $150, use that host code. Let's just raise that up just a hair more. Okay, so I'm going to use this to show you this shaker card that I came up with. And let's just see. I've got a couple samples, and then I'm going to do one. And all the directions or measurements will be on my blog, along with still shots. So let's take a look, and I'm not doing these in order. So here's one. Sending wishes for a cool Christmas. And you can see it's a shaker card, and I've used our loose sequins, and you can see I put some little rhinestones right here on his little eyes. And so it is a shaker card. It does stand up like a box. Trust me, it does stand up. You just have to make sure you score it really well. And on the back side is where you would actually sign it. So this was my first one, and that's what it looks like if you laid it out flat. But it does fit in the envelope when you fold it back up. And of course, I have my matching envelope. I absolutely love this box card. And I call it a box because that's what it looks like. So that's my first sample. The second one, and for this I used the Gnomes Designer Series paper. Again, this is the same one. Now this one, let me just tell you, what I did, you can see faintly behind there, there's a street light. Oh, and the street light goes to the caroling mice, which I think a lot of people miss. That is actually a host set. And if you didn't check out my blog, you'll see that I did a card with this. I love this set. I absolutely love it. But I love this little light here, and I did use that. So check that out, and you can see that it's right here. It's the only added thing I really used on that. And these are our iridescent gems. So on this one, again, stands up, shaker card. What I did was I used a window sheet, but then I used a piece of vellum so that it wasn't so, you couldn't really see through it. It's a very, like, subtle light back there. And really, when you see how I made the card, all I did was layer a piece of vellum behind the window sheet. And again, it stands up. If you flip it over, that's where you're going to sign it. And, of course, the matching envelope. I am in love with making these cards, and wait till you see how easy they are. Okay, the third one I did was with the sweetest candy cane paper for you red and green Christmas people. Okay, not everybody likes blue. When I think of snowmen, I think of blue. I didn't use that little light because I thought, well, if you get the bundle, you want to see something with just the bundle, and this is it. So again, there's those sequins, and I used the green ones here. And thank you so much. This is a thank you card, and of course it does stand up. You just have to make sure that you score it really well. And on the back side, I didn't put anything here because on thank you cards, I like to write my own sentiment or note, and that's what it looks like laid out. And of course, we have the matching envelope. Okay, so let's get started. A lot of little pieces. Some I've already cut out. And again, the measurements will be on my blog. Okay, so we are going to bring in these pieces. And I'm going to change it up a little bit so you can see something different. I am actually going to use a piece of Night of Navy, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to go ahead and score that, and I'll show you the easiest way to get this correct. So I'm going to score that at 1 1/4, and then I'm going to go to 2 1/4. I'm going to go to 2 1/4. And then I'm going to flip it. Rather than to drag it over here and try to figure out those measurements, it was so much easier just flipping this and doing 1 1/4 and 2 1/4 again. That's basically it. I'm going to bring in my bone folder and get a nice crisp edge on all of this. And you can see that a little bit of that peeks out, and that's just how you want it. I'm going to fold that back in this way. Make sure we have a good scored edge here. And this is your card when you lay it down. And you can just see a little bit of the pieces there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and this I changed up a little bit. If you look, I just have these little strips right here, which let me get those out so I can tell you what they are. They're right here. They're the panels. So for the panels right here, the panels are 1 by 5 1/4. But what I wanted to do with these, so 1 by 5 1/4 are the panels, I wanted to use some of that great white glitter paper or glimmer paper that we have. So those I did at the 1 by 5 1/4. I'm going to lay this out for a second. And then I'm going to layer some cardstock, some designer series paper on that. So again, you know, lay that right there. Just having a little bit of that blue show. Forgot forgot to bring over my water. So I apologize. So again, when you close it up, you're going to see a little bit of that white edge. But then I'm going to layer the Designer Series paper. Again, this is the Gnomes paper. You can see that was the first one I did. And I wanted this background. So what I did was I just trimmed it a hair. Okay, I don't get into those 7/8 by whatever. Just trim it a hair, okay? Or a smidge. That's my favorite word, a smidge. When I go to the hairdresser, she cuts my hair. She says, how's it look? I go, just do a smidge more. And then I know it's right. Okay, I want to make sure I got that going the right way. So you can just see a little bit of that glitter paper. But when it's closed, you can see a little bit of both. Okay, we're going to put that aside for a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of Designer Series paper. And that is 4 by 5.5. So that would normally, see, that's back there. Okay. And that's going to go right on here. And then I have this piece, which I've cut to 4 1/4 by 5.5. That's going to actually layer right on the back of here. Okay, so this is our back piece. And you can see that it doesn't quite go over everything, but it's okay. We don't need it to. So I'm going to lay that down first. Do I want to lay it down first? No, I'm gonna not lay it down first, and I'll show you why. I'm going to take this other piece, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5, and I'm going to take from that great stamp set that we're using. Let me just bring that in. There you go. And I'm going to use the dies that go with this. And I'm going to take out this one. And I'm going to use that for this card. Okay, I'm going to use the glitter paper. Let me move this in. Grab my plates that I need. And I am just going to, I got some cardstock that I didn't get out of there yet. I'm just tapping it off. It falls out when I do that. Okay. So now let's go ahead and cut this out. Let me grab my other piece. You could also use your adhesive sheets for this if you wanted. But since I wasn't really sure and I'm doing it on the fly here, I'm going to go up one more time. And I'm just going to do it one more time just to make sure that it went all the way through. Don't worry if you didn't hear what the dimensions were. You can go to Stampersdelight.com and they'll be there. Okay, so I'm going to bring this piece out. And of course, this little piece right here I can use for something else. And I'm just going to flick these. They come out nice and easy. And grab my... I don't even need my wire brush for this, although I do have it here if I want to use it. But these pieces fall out nice and easy. But just to show you what that is, because that's what I'm here to do, show you things and teach you things. Let's open this up and just roll this right around till those pieces come out. See? See how easy it is? And any ones that don't, then you can use your take your pick tool. A lot quicker. Okay. So now I need to get this stuff off here. And you know how I love my little lint brush. Of course, my brush broke. So here I am just using the roll by itself. But that cleans it up nice so you can see. Okay, so now this is going to go right over here. That's why I didn't need this piece larger. So you can cut it a little bit smaller. That is going to go right there. So the next piece I need is a piece of window sheet, which is going to go right back here. And you can see I didn't cut this yet. I'm just going to cut this a little bit smaller than the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's actually, let's just trim that down. You don't want to trim it too much because you want to make sure that it covers your area. So this is 4 1/4. I just need to take off just a hair or a smidge. And then this I'm going to do, let's see. Let's do 5 1/2 first. So there's 5 1/2, and you can actually use that and glue it around. So we're going to go with that. So it's just a smidge smaller than the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And if you want to, you can make it 5 1/4. Save a little bit of that. But you don't want to go too small, and you'll see what I mean. You see, you want to fit that right back there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, on this piece, we are going to use our Stampin' Seal. I'm using Stampin' Seal. And you're going to go all the way around that and lay that window sheet down. Just like that. Okay, again, this is going to lay, and you've seen me do shaker cards before, whichever way I want it. That's going to go right over there. Now I need to build it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is grab my dimensional strips. I'm going to bring it down. I don't need it all the way out there. I can start it right here and just bring those right around. And grab another one. And just make sure you get that nice and snug right there so your sequins don't fall out. Bring it right up there. And then just snip it off. You are going to love making these cards. They're so easy. Okay, so I'm going to press that down really well. The first thing I do is I'm going to take this off. Only because if I don't, and I go to put the sequins in there, I might put the sequins in there and then try to get these off and the sequins will go everywhere. This is just the way I do it. I find it easier. Pull that off. There we go. Going to bring in my sequins. Add those. And then I am going to lay this right over that. Once you get it down, make sure you press all the way around. And I didn't need to put anything behind this one. Let's see, like this one, I put the little thing behind there. I didn't need that because I have this great designer series paper. Ooh, I'm loving the way that one looks. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my card base, and this gets glued right to the center, right here. I prefer to put the glue here. And I am using extra because it is a little heavier. Make sure my trees are going the right way. And then I am just going to layer that right inside. You want to make sure the bottom is lined up so it stands upright. We're going to just bring that right there and press it down. And there's the card. There's my shaker box card. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of stamping. So I need a few things here, and some of them I've already cut out. I've got the little snowman. I have his little hat. I have a little bunny, just so I didn't have to cut these out. I might actually do two, maybe I'll do 2 snowmen. What do you think? Okay, let's do these ones first, okay? So I'm using regular markers. I don't need to use my blends because there's not a lot on here. They're very small. I'm using my Blushing Bride for the little bunny ears and the little bunny tail. Then I'm using my Crumb Cake. And then for the snowman, I do have to do a little stamping here. So I'm going to bring in my mat, because they are photopolymer. I'm not sure if I'm going to use 2 yet. We'll see. Let me bring in a blotter paper. My grid paper I cut in half when I get those packets. I'll show you one second. So when you get that nice grid paper, I always cut the whole thing in half because I don't need the whole thing when I'm stamping. Saves a little bit. And I also have been known to just glue them right onto my paper piercing mat. Okay, so let's do a little stamping. We're going to give them a little face first. And we have 2 little faces. I grabbed this one. I am going to grab my Memento since that's what I have. And this little face is going to go right here. So cute. And then, oh, I need a pumpkin. I need to do his little nose. Let me grab my markers. And grab out my pumpkin pie. And just give him a little, oh, forgot to shut that door. And my furnace just kicked on. Sorry about that. It's all good. There we go. All right. I was watching another demonstrator and the same thing happened. Her air conditioner kicked on. So is life. Okay. I'm going to grab some red. My real red marker and just put that on there. Now I do have little buttons here. There they are. Grab the little buttons. I'm going to put the little buttons right there. And then I have a little red scarf. Actually, I think I'll do his scarf in green. Just give it a little green color this time. Just going to go right here. I didn't go, went down a little too far, but he's okay. All right, and then I'm going to put his little hat on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this little snowman right here. So let's use some adhesive. Put him right there. I'm going to do the same thing with the hat. Put that hat right there. Now he needs some little arms, doesn't he? Did I cut those out? I didn't. So let's do that. Okay, so he needs little arms. Whoop. And in the packet here, there's 2 different ones. You can stamp and then cut them out, but I tend to like these little ones right here. So I'm going to bring in my early espresso. And I'm going to get 2 little arms here. I think I could do it with the mat on there. And let's just put that there. Okay, just looking for my plate. I put it over here somewhere. You can probably already see it, and you're probably yelling, "It's right there, it's right there." Here we go. All right. Cut out those little arms. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love snowmen. How about you? Got some other snowman people out there? I'm sure we do. The thing I like about snowmen too is because it's great for birthdays, winter birthdays. So if you buy a set that is snowmen or even snowflakes, don't forget you can use those for winter birthdays. These are really little. I want to make sure I put them back. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to grab my liquid glue. Just add a little bit of liquid glue on there and slide that right back here. There we go. A little bit right there. And then just slide that back here. And if you can't get them under there because you glued them down too well like I did, just lift it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So there's our little snowman or snow person. And we're going to put the little bunny right here. Now I think I'm going to use dimensionals on the bunny. Are you loving this card yet or what? Look, I got to open a new pack of dimensionals. I've been using all my side pieces, if you've been watching me. Okay, we're going to do that. Now let's see. Let's add some trees, I think. So I'm going to grab some green, and that's garden green. I'm going to grab this tree, and I'm going to also, because the tree in the back there, I'm going to do a couple of those in crumb cake too. All right, so I'm going to do these off camera. So all I'm doing is a couple of trees. Okay, this way I don't have to keep moving that. So give me 1 second, and I'll get you some trees. All right. I think I need a couple of them. In the meantime, we'll just put that card right there so you can check it out. Okay, I got 2 trees so far. I think it's going to need more, but let's try. All right, so we can put a green tree right here. You know what? Ooh, I kind of like it like that. What do you think? I don't even think I need another tree, but I might want another snowman. Okay, so first I'm going to do the little trees. I'm designing this as I go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue there. Put this one over just a hair. Easier if I lay this flat. Put him right on top of there. And then, of course, I got my other tree here. I'm going to tuck him right in the back there. I start with the front one because I'm not sure where I want this one. And I can always lift this up. There we go. I want to fix his little arm. There we go. And now we have the little trees. What do you think? Another snowman? I think so. So let's do this one. I don't know. I think it's okay without the snowman. I like it like that. All right, so we're going to go with that. All right, I'm going to put this aside. And now the next piece that you need right here is for the back here. Okay, that's going to be right back there. And that's actually 3.5 by 5 1/4. So we're gonna stamp our sentiments. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I want to put this on there before anything else. It's the most magical time of the year. I am going to use, I think I'm going to use my Balmy Blue. That's the lighter color in there, so I think I'm going to go with that. Most magical time of the year. All right. And then I think what I'll do is maybe a little holly berry. A little holly berry. I'm going to do that in black. Oh, no, I don't want to do that in black. I'm going to do that in green. Okay, I'm going to do that in green. And maybe a little green up here. Okay, and then I can take my red marker and just, I'm going to use the real fine tip and just add some. There we go. All right, so this way I can add this on there while I finish the front, because I'm still thinking, I think he looks cute like that. I want to be able to see that background. So I'm going to add that right inside here. There's my back of my card. Okay. Now I'm going to use the Thinking of You this season. I'm going to grab a strip that I already have cut. These are just pieces left over from my cutting all my cardstock. Again, I'm going to go with the lighter because I want it to kind of blend in. I think I'm going to go with the light one. Maybe not. I actually think the Night of Navy or Pacific Point would work better. So I'm going to grab my Night of Navy. 1 second. I think on the front, the Night of Navy would look better. So we'll flip that and throw that out. Grab another one and use the Night of Navy. And then I'm just going to snip this off. Look at this. These scissors are so old. My little thing fell off. It's all right. I got about 10 other pair. All right. I'm just going to put that right there. You know what? I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. And I'm going to take that little holly and put that on the front just to add it just a tiny bit of color. What do you think? Okay, there we go. Then I am going to snip that off. I'm not going to use my paper trimmer because it's pretty small. My Night of Navy was just re-inked, so it is pretty juicy. All right, now I am going to use my dimensionals. I'm going to add that on the back, flipping that over. I'm going to add 3 of them because it's a little bit of a longer piece. Oops, not in camera view, but I'm just adding this on. Now, before I put my gems on and finish this card up, I want to close up these so I don't get ink all over. So I got a cute little scenery here with a cute little snowman. I am going to bring in some gems now. And these are our iridescent rhinestones. And then I'm just going to add those. You could also just add some glue. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I'm going to take my... I'm going to add the blue, the gems from here. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to try to grab the blue ones and just put those right here. Okay, that one doesn't want to come off. Just let it drop. Didn't want it to drop over there. I want some of these gems, so let's... There we go. That'll dry clear, so I'm not worried about that. But I just thought maybe the... blue would show up better. What do you think? I think so. I can grab a few of them at a time and get them to stay right there. Oh, I like that better. Do you? I'm gonna throw one more over here. Yeah, let me bring that up. I like that better. And then I'm going to add a couple down here. Still going to use the iridescent ones, but for something else. You can never have too many gems. Another way of doing it is you could just sprinkle those like this. Let them land wherever they want, and then just put the rest of them back in your container. All right, so you see what I did? And then I can just tap that off. Look at it, right? And then what I'm going to do is take this and put these right back in my container. So you can use take your pick tool, your finger, whatever, to get those where you want them. Or like I just did, just put a little glue there and let them fall where they may. Okay, so I'm not quite done because I do like a lot of glitter, especially during the holidays. So now I'm going to take those gems, the iridescent ones, and I'm going to actually take the smaller ones and add those onto some of these snowflakes. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. Also subscribe to my newsletter. I do send out free newsletters with free tutorial recipes. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. That's also where you can learn about all my classes. So there we go. All right. So now what I did was I added the gems. And it may be hard to see with all that glitter. But go to Stampersdelight.com. And you will see it. Now we got to do the envelope. So I didn't have a lot of this paper left. So what I'm going to do is just use from the gnomes the snowflakes and make a matching envelope for that. It definitely goes with this and the snowflakes. So what I'm going to do is it probably will fit on this side. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Whoop, tore my envelope. Don't press too hard. There we go. It's okay, nobody will see it. I'm going to just put this right up here and then trim that off. Flip it over. This is great for using up your scraps. Making a matching envelope. And then I'm going to bring in those 3 little trees and my garden green. Oh, you know what? Those little trees are going to be blue because this is blue. So I'm going to make some trees in blue. Let's play a little bit here. All right, I'm going to go with the Night of Navy, I think. And then I'm just going to add a few more here by stamping off. There we go. You may not like the trees, but I wanted to use the blue. And there we have it. There is my shaker box card. That stands up nicely. So let's bring in the other ones again so you can see them. I hope you'll try this because it is a lot of fun. We have this one. I did use a lot of blue, and these are the other ones. I also used that snowflake here. And let me just show you. And our other adhesive stars. It says stars, but I used them as snowflakes on that one. I'm going to bring this right back out so you can see the cards. I hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to subscribe, follow me, and definitely tag me in any posts if you case any of my cards, because I do send out free card kits and little gifts for people anytime, you know, randomly, that tag me in any posts or share my videos. So until next time, keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.